So it's your floor, I would say. The intention was just to share with all of you this amazing, beautiful man and all he has to share, and to record this for more people who couldn't join tonight. And I am not going to be shy to say that I hope that you all gonna book sessions with him because you don't want to miss that. So we're gonna share a link also in our on our chat where you can book a further session. And yeah. Oh, quad split. Okay, over to you, Oyi.
I'd like everybody just to sit up straight first and sit up with your back straight, feet flat on the floor. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Slow exhale out the mouth. Nice big inhale through the nose. Slow exhale and blow out the candle way across the room. One more big inhale. Big exhale out the mouth. Abdul Cool Tafilatat, Wabazon, Gamafergun, Shilel Kalun. We are in the love of all, and all love is in us. We are a part of all, and all is a part of us. We are one with all, and all is one with us. And we can succeed as a part of all and fail as individuals. We can be all that we wish in all, as long as our wish is to stay in all. We are never alone. All is, we are. All can, we can. All does, we do. Salvation to us all. All right, all right, all right. I'm Oyi Sun, and I'm the, guess I could say I'm your favorite astrologer, but I'm the guy that prays. You know, I like to pray over my peoples when we get together collectively. They say where two or more is gathered in our name, you know, and I just like to just make sure that the space is cool. My time in South Africa was a part of my initiation as a Sangoma. So Tokozani to all my family, and you are your ancestors' wildest dreams. And I feel that I know that whenever we show up like this, our ancestors show up with us. And our ancestors are in every class that we attend, every initiation that we take, every lesson we learn, every gain we gain, every loss we may think we lose. And I have, since I've been studying human design for 7 years and astrology for 21 years, I know that I have put myself in a better position to represent my ancestors. And I'm a strategist. The Art of War is probably one of my all-time favorites. I've been studying it since 1988. And human design is a martial art. And it's all about maintaining peace. And in our lives, and especially in society and reality, it's a lot of stress on us right now. You know, arguing, going back and forth, rumors of war, crazy stuff like that. And in human design, we call that the not self, the not self. But the true self, a lot of our ancestors did not get an opportunity to experience because they were being influenced by, you know, negative politicians or the sign of the times. And this is worldwide, not just in America where I grew up. And so my journey with human design has taken me from not self and gotten me a lot closer to true self. And I believe, and I know because I'm a 3-5, and 3-5s, we always sticking our finger in the socket. You know, you tell us that that's electricity. We'll be like, nah, I'm gonna stick my finger in there and see for myself. Let me close this door because my security, my security down there is making sure I'm safe, even though he wouldn't bite a biscuit. And so I had to test human design out when I was introduced to it. And it was the I Ching that really drew me in. I knew it was part I Ching. I knew it was part astrology. I had already been doing astrology for like 15 years. And I started applying it to all of my ancestral work. Like if my ancestors are watching me and I say I'm their wildest dreams, none of my ancestors were studying astrology. There was no human design around that was spoken about when my ancestors were here. So I was like, how am I adding champagne to their campaign, not just my campaign? And I started seeing a lot of changes in my life. And I started slowly integrating human design into my astrological readings. And now I can't separate them. And I am a,
We're going to say in the 50s, and we say in the 60s.
I am a proponent that human design will take a part of humanity to the next level, because you cannot go to the next level and be inauthentic anymore. Like the inauthentic people are just falling to the wayside. The inauthentic ways, inauthentic religions, anything that's inauthentic or not self, not true, is not going to last. And we hear a lot of talk about authenticity, but nobody's really giving you a technique. Like, how do you really get to self mastery? And for me, self mastery is through self discovery. And human design combined with astrology, and also tossing the bones from the Sangoma tradition is like the deepest, it's like the deepest I've been in my studies. I mean, in like 35 years. And I want to share. I am such a sharer. Is that even a word? Sharer? I just want to just share. I just want to be like, try this, try this, try this, try this. Before I got into, this consciousness and spiritual path, I used to have the best cookouts. And we used to smoke the best good green. We used to drink the best beer. And I wanted to make sure like I cooked the best food on the grill. I wanted to have the best music. I wanted to have the best people there. And I never charged to like come to my cookout. Never. I just wanted to share. And so now when it's like human design and astrology, I'm just like, there was a period. I'm also a podcaster where I probably have more than 200 YouTube videos on just astrology before I even got to human design, because I was hard headed. I don't want to come out and be like, it was just easy for me. Like I was such an astrology fan. I was just like, human design, what are you talking about? Get out of here. I don't need that. And I realized something that I tell people now. If you're doing magic and you don't use astrology, you're fighting with one hand. And if you are studying astrology and not combining it with magic, you're only fighting with one hand, or you're only digging with one hand. In self-discovery of who you are, people say, "Oh, yeah, how'd you get here?" I said, "I dig till my knuckles bleed." And when I see my knuckles are bleeding, that means I've been digging so hard to get to me, right? Because kind of how I was raised. I came up in a very dysfunctional family that needed a lot of healing. And so I started studying my mother and father as soon as I got into astrology. Those were the only other birthdays I was sure of, August 23rd and October 28th. And I was like, I got a Scorpio and a Virgo mother. I got a Virgo father and a Scorpio mama. Why they used to fight so much? And as I started along my path, it seemed like I just got a knack for relationships. So now, whether it's astrology or human design or gene keys, it's all about relationships, not just relationships externally, but relationships with yourself. That's the greatest relationship you're going to have And then the relationship you have with yourself is going to relate over to the relationship you have with the creator. And then when you start expanding, what is the relationship I have with my ancestors? Because you can't do all the heavy lifting yourself. I know it's some of you out here so tough and so strong. Let's just let that go tonight. Let's just let that go tonight. Teamwork makes the dream work. Can everybody put that in the chat? Teamwork makes the dream work, and dream work makes the teamwork. And so tonight I'm gonna just share a little bit about human design, and then I want to get to Q&A because I want to meet y'all. I want y'all to throw some questions out there, but I just want to like straighten out some challenges that I have faced already because I don't want you to have the same challenges. So I first want to know, do I have permission to be really raw and honest before I get started? Because some people say I'm a little too raw, and my regular crowd who knows me, they already here. But for, I'm on Danny's platforms. I need to ask permission first. Is it okay if I really just open up and just just be how I do?
I watched the chat for you. I think that's gonna be fine for everyone. We're always very raw and honest with each other. What I think we could change is your flickering. Like, I mean, sometimes it's funny, but in this case, I don't know whether everyone has that, but you see your shirt and your dragon. I think they're fighting a bit. So you might want to, yeah. No, it's still going on.
Welcome to Indonesia, everyone. This is called Indonesia. It's about
Indonesia.
it's about the words. It's about the words coming out of my mouth more than it is about what I look like.
You
Trust
can
me.
leave the dragon. You can leave the dragon. It doesn't make a difference. It's more beautiful. But yeah. Okay, we're gonna live with that. No worries.
So yes. Now I definitely want to set this up. I'm going to give you information that's pertinent that you can use today. All right. So I'm a master astrologer. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say I'm a master human design, but I'm working on it. And one of the reasons what makes a master is his students. Can your students duplicate? Can your students execute what you share with them? And so I have an Inner Magic Academy, and three of my three favorite students, and I call them my three of my best students. They are 13, 14, and 15 years old, or 14, 15, and 16 years old. Three of my little sisters, I call them, and they're in Tampa, Florida. And they're on here now. And they always make me emotional. So I may cry a little bit because that's my thing. Is how do I make sure the babies are taking this and implementing it. So I kind of talk at a basic level, but you can apply it. So human design is complicated. Go look on YouTube. When you go look on YouTube, it's just complicated. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to start. So it's I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna like give some books out to like help people along the way. Some like where I would start at, and a lot of people are coming in here. Ooh, we're pulling them in. We're pulling them in. I like this. So there's a book called Circuitry, written by Richard Rudd, and this is the cover of this book. I'm just going to show you the cover, and this is the book that I would start with. I would start with this book, and I'm going to tell this story about human design. Is this the cover? There it is. That's the cover. Okay. And so get the book, or I have it like on an ebook, or if you need me to send it to you, I can do that, and we'll just straighten it out later. So there's 4 types in human design, and there's 12 types in astrology. And the 4 types start with the manifestor. So the manifestor comes onto the scene, and there's the stage. So the manifestor comes on the scene, and the manifestor says, "Hi, I'm going to inspire you, and we need to build this spa in Cape Town, and we need one over here in Bali, and we need one in Tulum, Mexico, and it's going to be a lovely ecosystem, and we're going to save the world. And yeah, come on. And this is why. And they're going to face east and we're going to use solar panels and renewable energy. Yay. And the manifestor leaves the stage and goes and sits down. Absolutely no work. So if you got a manifestor friend, do not depend on them to do a lot of heavy lifting. They're here to inspire and inform. Next, the projector walks on stage. The projector's hype. It's like, oh, okay. And the projector rolls out, rolls out the blueprint. Well, it's a blank, that grid paper, and the projector is the architect that designs it. So he's got his compass, he's got his square, he's got his trajector, he's got his ruler, he's got these pencils, and he's got, of course, since the manifesto just said Tulum, Cape Town, Bali, he's got a big map and he's drawing the things out, and everything that he was inspired to do, he drew it out, right? And he even asked the manifesto, is this what you meant? And the manifesto was like, yeah, make this green and make this orange and da 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 da. And the projector says, here you go. And the projector walks off the stage to take a nap. If you know a projector and you want to help a projector, ask them, have you taken a nap today? You know how you'd be like, have you meditated today? Have you drank 8 glasses of water? Have you went to your ensamu? Have you done? But if you're a projector, have you took a nap today? Because I need you to be healthy. And so the projector goes and sits down, and now the generators, 70% of the population, walks on stage. Hi, I am resources. Let me see this design. Oh, no problem. I've got plumbing. I've got workers. I've got trucks. I've got lots of money. I know people. I have a large network. I have a marketing agency. I have cranes. I have all of the resources. And that's what generators are. Now, I know some of you on here are generators, and some of you are manifesting generators, which we call Manny Gens for short. But Manny Gens, I don't want you to come on stage yet. It's just the generators, all right? But Manny Gen, you still are a generator, so I'm going to tell you something that you may not have heard yet. We are the slaves of the matrix. And there's nothing wrong with that. Generators love to build. If generators aren't building something, we are not happy. We don't like to sit around. We get restless quick. We want to tear something down so we can build it back together, or we just want to build something fresh. Oh, and there's nothing wrong with the matrix. So this may be my little interjection. And everyone in this class is definitely for you. We're not here to destroy the matrix. We're here to master the matrix. Remember, Morpheus was going in and out of the matrix at will. Neo was going in and out of the matrix at will. Batman is a philanthropist in real life. That's Bruce Wayne. Then at night, he goes out and goes into the matrix to fight crime. So generators, when I say we're the slaves of the matrix, it's okay. It's okay. We love it. It's not like cruel slavery. We just like to work hard to build things. That's just our nature. And so the generators come in and they build this thing up. And it's like, all right, we built this thing. There you go. And it's got a value of it. So just think about real estate. Let's say it's now all 3 of these properties that we built are worth about 6 million collectively, right? $2 million centers. Manny Gen, time to come to stage. Woo you Manny Gens. If you're a Manny Gen, put a 1 in the chat. I just want to see how many of y'all in here. I'm about to touch a couple of people here. Now listen, you all gave me permission to be raw, so do not leave the room just because I'm saying what I need to say. But Manny Gens, you are no longer after tonight allowed to skip steps. Cut it out. Stop looking for shortcuts. That's Nikola Tesla. That's Edison. That's the people that have failed 1,000 times to come up with that one great solution because they were taking shortcuts. Now, the great thing about a Manny Jin is they're taking so many shortcuts and failed is their tenacity. They won't give up. And when a Manny Jin tells you how to do something, just do it that way. It's the fastest, easiest way. They've already failed for you. So I don't know what kind of entrepreneurs we have on here, but you definitely want a Manny Jin, a healthy Manny Jin on your team. You need everybody on the team, but you want a healthy Manny Jin to come on and say, I know how to do this. I was talking to someone yesterday about their favorite French fries, and they were from Australia, and they said Red Rooster. And I said, why do you think the French fries taste the same at all Red Roosters? And it's because a Manny Jin wrote the SOP, the standard operating procedure. This is how you make French fries. So SOPs are written by Manny Jins. So the Manny Jin comes in, sees what the generators have built, and they start staging the properties. They start feng shuiing things out. This will look better over here. This will look better over here. I think we should turn this and orient it this way. We should bring this type of chair in from IKEA. We should have this made in Africa with these type of stones. We should have this made from Mexican this. And then after the Manny Jin decorates and then stages it, come in and say, we're going to have to evaluate it at 9 million now. What? Just from the staging? Yes, because the Manny Jin is all about energy direction. Energy direction. Because you want to take a shortcut. You all over the place. You're like an atom. You just right? If you get some direction though, I'm telling you, oh man, a healthy Manny Jin who won't skip steps at least 70% of the time, man, you got you a solid person right there. Solid. But if you get a Manny Jin that's just always skipping steps, where I'm from the country in the southeast, we call them can't get right. So some of you know what that means. So if you nickname somebody, be like, man, bless their heart. They such a good person, but they just can't get right. So we just nickname them, be like, can't get right. So just talk to them. If you feel they can't get right, say, when's your birthday? What are you? Are you a Manny Jin? And you just slow them down. And then just great. So the Manny Jin leaves the stage. We've got our 3 properties, but we can't open them yet. What? We designed all this so we could make some money so it could be healthy. Come on. Here comes the reflector. The reflector is less than 1% of the population. And the reflector comes in, and think of the reflector as the inspector. And they've got one job, one primary job. Is this healthy? So if you get a reading from a reflector who does human design, they're looking to see, are you healthy? Or whatever this thing you're attempting to do, is it healthy? Also, is it profitable? So I have a reflector homie. We've been together 25 years. I didn't know I was a generator. He didn't know he was a reflector. I was studying human design like a year before him, and then I showed it to him, and he just leapfrogged me and just took off. And I just go to him now and just be like, is this healthy? Is this profitable? And he's like, yeah, go ahead, run it. And it takes away a lot of like my anxiety of, am I going to fail? Because I'm also an Enneagram 3. So if any of you know Enneagrams, I mix that in too. So because all of it matters. There's nobody that's like, do you do Vedic, or are you tropical? Are you Chinese, or which one? They all matter. And what really matters is the person doing the consultation accurate? I don't care what you're doing. Are you reading tea leaves? Are you accurate? Are you accurate? That's it. I go to Vedic astrologers, a tarot reader, oracle reader, and my own pendulum, and go hit the bones on a situation. So There's so many angles you could look at a mountain before you begin to ascend it, right? So yes, I feel I'm one of the best, but I also feel that you should have 2 or 3 readers on speed dial. If you don't ever get a consultation from me, that's cool. I do want you to come to me, but I also want you to make sure that you are got some other cats so you can see other perspectives like doctors. Because remember, my degree from university is in professional history, and so Kemetic history, Far East is my favorites. Um, and you usually couldn't even be a doctor unless you knew astrology. You had to know astrology in order to be a doctor. So I'm running a program now. Danny's going to help me. Relaxation is the key, and we're trying to get a 10,000 doctors and teach them a little bit about astrology so they can be more attentive to the needs on a personal level of the people that they serve instead of just ignoring it. You know, it does matter that your client came in and her blood pressure is high and she's a Cancer and it's a full moon. And then she came back 2 weeks later and you was like, oh, your blood pressure is normal. Nothing's wrong with you. You're like, hold on. She's a Cancer. Cancer's ruled by the moon. It was a full moon. Did you put that into your observation? Did you put that in your notes? Where was the moon at when she came in? Like all these things matter. The food you put in your mouth is dictated around the moon cycles, the ocean tides, high and low, women's menstrual cycles. So this how can this powerful object be not looked at, not considered? So could everybody, yeah, mute your mics. I saw somebody in the chat said, my husband is a reflector. Let's all give her a virtual hug. Everyone pat your shoulders. Everyone, I'm not gonna tell, I'm not gonna tell it all because we're in public. I've done this a long time, but we're just gonna just give her a virtual hug. And you need to be a little more patient with your husband, okay? Because he's just showing you who you are, and you might not like it, okay? But he means you no harm. He really loves you, you know? And you want to get your reflector husband to stand as a healthy reflector because unhealthy reflectors run the matrix we don't like. And every reflector that we wake up, we shake the matrix. So I do what I do because I saw what happened when I helped my friend wake up. And now it's very rare to meet a reflector. I know like 15 of them. I'm like a magnet now for reflectors. I'm just like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. And I tell reflectors to go light because most of the time society has tried to make us, conditioned us. So there's conditioning and deconditioning. Write these 2 words down: conditioning and deconditioning, conditioning and deconditioning. Your whole life, everybody's been conditioned to be a generator. It's the most unhealthy thing a projector, a manifester, and a reflector can do is to try to be a generator. You will burn yourself out. You will be disgusted. You will have anxiety. We're not going to use all these low vibrational words on Danny's platform tonight. However, it will happen. Deconditioning is releasing those things that you've been conditioned to do that are not you. That's not your design. It is the not self. 90% of the population, probably more, is being conditioned to operate in your not self. Even me, as a generator who didn't know what a generator was, I later found out I was acting like a reflector because reflectors like to sample things. They love surprises. So I was out here being spontaneous because I like surprises. Come on, everybody, repeat after me. You know, when you hit the wrong button on Price is Right and you lose, it'd be like, the button, that's not good. No, 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 no. So I had to realize I'm not a reflector. Even I didn't even know what a reflector was. So deconditioning often takes you the first 7 years of your journey into human design. This is why I'm really big on bringing human design to South Africa to my Sangoma family and everybody in South Africa, because I studied, apartheid in the news and stuff like that, but it wasn't until I touched down in South Africa I was like, oh, 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 there's a lot of not self going on around here. A lot of identity crisis going on. It's not just in Atlanta, Georgia. um, so the deconditioning is something really, really, really that you have to be gentle on yourself and forgiving for yourself. The other word I want to introduce to everyone about human design at the very beginning is passenger consciousness. Ooh, let me look you in your eye. Passenger consciousness. So what is passenger consciousness? Danny, this is where some people, the numbers might go down when I say this. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Oyi Sun, and I'm the founder of Control Freaks Anonymous. If you're a control freak, just put CF in the chat. You can put.
I'm also part of your gang already. Control Freaks gang.
Ooh. So for me, always, especially as a Virgo rising, all you Virgo rising, Virgo suns, Virgo Mars, Virgo this, all of you control freaks, I get up here and start studying human design, and somebody says passenger consciousness, and I say, "What's that?" And he hit me with some science, and I'm a scientist, and he says, the Earth is traveling at 93,000 kilometers per hour through space, and you think it's sitting still, and you can't even see yourself from a satellite of the whole globe. So just imagine you and your personality and all the stuff you got going on and your control issues. You like a little marble, you like a little grain of sand riding on this whole earth. And there's nothing you can do about the earth moving at 93,000 kilometers per hour. One of my teachers said, "You think you're in control? Make a butterfly land on your finger." We'll be here. We'll be here. For those of you who have had a butterfly land on you anywhere, it's one of the most amazing things that you had nothing to do with. That's what passenger consciousness is. When a deer approaches you, or an animal that doesn't normally approach human beings approaches you, that's passenger consciousness. You're not in control, right? So enjoy the ride in the back seat. Is everybody still here? We're
Yeah,
supposed to have
no one
the
left.
best.
No one left.
We're supposed to have the best time riding in the back seat. Passenger consciousness means back seat. So right, say passenger consciousness equals back seat. Well, who's driving? Oh, you sound just like a control freak. That's none of your business, really. It doesn't need an answer. Because who put the earth in rotation around the sun? Who put the moon in this perfect orientation around the earth? Who put Sirius B over here? Who helped give us the blueprints for Lemuria and Atlantis? It's none of your business. It already happened. It's a fact. Enjoy. Chill. What kind of limousine do you want to ride in? I'm in a big Maybach. The big screen back there, at least about a 15-inch screen. I got alkaline water. I got my favorite pineapple juice in the back. And I'm just looking out the windows. Watch this. Observing. Thank you for letting me teach this tonight, Danny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because the mind is our nemesis. I used to say enemy, I'm just going to say nemesis, especially if you have an open head. No matter open or closed, but 70% of us have an open head, and the mind is our nemesis. I'm going to give you a term to write down to know that you're about to. I don't know if I can use profanity, but we're going to sneak it in here. If you're about to fuck yourself, I'm about to tell you, if you've ever said this, let me process this. Let me have some time to process. You already effed yourself because you in the mind. Well, what do I say if I'm not processing? Let me feel this out. Hands on the stomach. Let me feel this out. Human design is to get you into the body. Someone asks you, what do you think? You're being set up. You're being set up, consciously or unconsciously. Even if they say, what do you think? Be smart. Answer, well, I feel. See how many times you can use I feel in the next 7 days. I'm putting the I feel human design challenge out here for everybody. How many times can you use the word I feel when you want to use I think for the next 7 days? Ready, go. Okay, so you want to get out of the head, because the head, the mind, is a beautiful servant, terrible master. Think of it like a supply sergeant. My mind is supposed to keep up with, where's my phone? How much do I have 2-ply toilet paper? How much pineapple juice is in the refrigerator? What time am I supposed to be at an appointment? That's it. It's supposed to be an assistant. But as soon as the mind decides, there's been a coup. All of us know what coups are. It's when the supply sergeant is pretending he's the emperor. And now the emperor has been dethroned. Human design puts the emperor or empress back on the throne. That's self-discovery. Tarzan wanted to stay out in the jungle. They was like, excuse me, Tarzan, you are royal blood. We need you to return to take your proper position. Oh. Tarzan had been conditioned to think he was a gorilla or a monkey, but he wasn't. He was a royal blood. All of us are royal blood. If you're even listening to this conversation, there's no accident that you're here. We want to return the emperor that's in your belly, to power. Now, one warning from this martial artist: the mind is not gonna give up without a fight. Lord have mercy. Let me tell you a personal story. This is what my mind does to me. This would hopefully, well, I'm not gonna say you have this to look forward to, but some of you are really intelligent because you're Danny's friend, and a lot of y'all are my friends, and you're so smart. Guess what? That means your mind knows all the tricks you know. Your mind is like listening to me right now, getting irritated, like, hold on, he's plotting against me, and you're listening. He's a fraud. You don't know. So your mind is like running these scenarios about, what if you listen to me and I'm wrong? That's what the mind does. So now I'm in year 7 of deconditioning. I've had to kill my mind so many times and watch it resurrect. But I say, go over there and sit your ass down until I need you. So my mind is pouting. Y'all know what a powder is? Go over there and be like, but got a grudge. So my mind is over there grudging in the corner, waiting for the smallest opportunity for me to slip up and say, man, I need to process this. Whoop, 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 whoop. Dave Chappelle says, gotcha, bitch. Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm in. Boom, boom, boom. So this last year of deconditioning since I've been in Bali has been some periods of pure hell. And I knew it was my mind, and I had to follow good coaching. Please write that down. If it ain't human design, please follow good coaching. If you find good coaching, do what your coach tells you when your coach is not there. Don't rely on your coach all the time when he is there. Of course, he's going to show up, but it's following your coach's instruction when you ain't there. My coach told me when my mind starts talking that crazy stuff and the anxiety's entering in my open head, to let it talk and look at it and say, oh, is that so? Is that right? And then what? And then what? And then what? Exhaust the excuses of your mind. When your mind starts giving you stuff, and then what? Okay, and then what? And then what? Don't believe your mind, exhaust him. And then what? And then what? And then what? And your mind will run out. That's the tough way. The easier way is to journal. Pick up a pen, pick up some paper, and journal. Your mind cannot get in between your gut and your fingers. Ooh, just look at the math now. What you're feeling in your gut is going straight out the arm into the fingers. This is martial science I'm teaching you. Like I teach women how to strike from their ankles. You don't think about a strike, you use your hips, you use your legs, you use all of these things. So for your mind, you just you just isolate it and you start writing. Just start writing more in your journal. That's how you get around your mind. The mind come back in, play the game for a little while. Is that right? Is that so? And then what's gonna happen? And then what's gonna happen? You said that 2 weeks ago. You said that a month ago. It wasn't true. Oh, this is now when you really want to get snazzy, you start telling your mind, yeah, but the last time you said that, that didn't happen. Then your mind is like, damn, 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 I am a liar. Now, anxiety. On a level of 1 to 10, I just want to just see who's in the room. Can you put in the chat what's been your highest level of anxiety in the last 6 months? Even if it was only for 20 minutes. I'm just doing a survey real quick. Just everybody, just put in the chat what was your highest level of anxiety in the last 6 months on a scale of 1 to 10. Zero means none, which I'm not looking. I can't even put zero in there. So I don't. Three, go ahead, Lisa. Okay. So now I'm going to give you a formula for anxiety. I'm going to tell you what anxiety is. You can't grow good cannabis without good cannabis seeds. I said you can't grow good cannabis without good cannabis seeds. So anxiety is the seeds of fear. Anxiety precedes fear. Write that down. This is all, might want to write this one down in all caps. Anxiety is the seed of all fear. So I could fight this big growing fear, or I could catch it at the door and be like, hold on, I smell anxiety. This don't even smell right. And I nip it in the bud. 7 times out of 10, anxiety that's coming to you is not yours. Repeat, 7 times out of 10, the anxiety coming to yours is not yours. What do you do when you feel anxiety? First thing, check the vicinity. Check the vicinity. You've watched these movies where like the police or the Navy SEALs go in and they're clearing a building and they're like, clear, clear, all the rooms are clear. They're checking to see where's the enemy at in the house. When you feel anxiety, the enemy has gotten into your house. So what friend of yours, cousin of yours, who's the biggest person that's going to bring anxiety to you? A family member. I'm sorry. Just OU's experiences. It's going to be that family member that's going to bring you some anxiety. Put some distance between you and them. Put some distance in between you and the person with the anxiety who's in your vicinity. Run away. Tell them your phone's about to get cut off. Like Pulp Fiction, it was like crank caller, crank caller, crank caller. You know, do not let anxiety catch hold, because fear will be right there behind it and it will grow like bamboo, but it'll be faster. So for me, when people come to me to get a consultation or something, I'm listening for where the anxiety is coming from. Who is it? Is it your mother? Is it your cousin? Is it your little sister? Is it your daughter? Is it your ex? Ooh, who you haven't forgiven yet? Who you still got a grudge against? Ooh, who's creating the anxiety that you can't move to the next relationship because you think they're gonna do something to you like somebody else did, but you just met this person 2 weeks ago? Why you got anxiety about somebody you just met 2 weeks ago? They haven't even had time to mess up your life yet. They haven't had time to bless your life either. So how do we release anxiety? It's in your human design. Vicinity, 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 because you are always, you are always wanting to connect. In your human design chart, you have gates and you have hanging gates, and they want to connect to other gates. That's what we do. We want a hug. Every time I see Danny, I'm trying to get a hug because she knows how to hug. I'm like, give me a hug. Wow. I can't stand church hugs. Church hugs. You know, when you're putting the shoulder all in somebody's chest and stuff, tapping them with one hand. Just don't hug them. Just fist bump them. If you got to do all that, just be authentic. Just give them a fist bump. But we are seeking out connections energetically all the time. But sometimes, just because the channel or the gate on the other end of that channel is the proper fit, is not healthy. Like you can plug a socket, I mean, you can plug a plug into a socket, but shouldn't we make sure it's dry? What if it's water on the socket, I mean, on the plug, and I plug it into the socket? Ouch. Ouch. So just because it fits doesn't mean you're supposed to say okay. You're not supposed to say okay to your spouse or whoever because they're a loved one and they're trying to play you. They're trying to play you. My sister does a podcast called The Black Mother Wound. Like I said, I come from a very dysfunctional family. And my mother used to be like, I'm your mother, I'm your mother, I'm your mother. Yep. And then when my sister got older, she spent thousands of dollars with a therapist. She still had like 2 or 3 therapists because my mother kept saying, you have to do what I said because you're my mother. And my mother was on some bullshit. I can say that because I was there too. I ain't saying that about nobody else's mama, just mine and my sister because we got the same mama. So it could come from anywhere. So how do you defend against it? How do you make sure it's healthy before you take it and put it in your mouth? How do you scan it? Self-discovery, knowing you, knowing you're in the back seat, knowing if you have an open head or a closed head, operating from your gut. These little 3 things right here, these are the basis of human design. You now know probably 80% more than the people out here who are claiming that they teach human design. If someone wants to give you a human design reading, say, explain passenger consciousness to me, and then I'll give you my money. So I wasn't always like super righteous. I used to run the streets. So I understand crime very well and criminals and con men. I cannot stop all con men, but I can make you smarter. I can make you smarter. You're going to get an astrology reading, you can ask all of my students. Ask the person before they give you a reading, how many minutes are in a day? Yeah, you want my time of birth? That has minutes in it. How many minutes are in a day? 1,440. I have a 13, 14, and a 15-year-old right here on this call right now who know this answer in their sleep. So why is a grown 35 or 40-year-old person wanting to take your money? And they don't know how many minutes are in a day. 1440 in a day. And please tell the human design person, just explain passenger consciousness to me, and then I'll do this. Because a lot of times we're pulled, us open head people, pulled into like, the vision, the future of things. I'm in the Dow with Danny right now. There's a lot of futuristic talk going on, but sometimes we're asking, where's the tangible things that are happening right now? And we buy into the long-term type things, and we let our mind make that decision, and we ask questions that don't really matter. And now we done got ourselves into some type of investment that we don't know how to get ourselves out of, right? So I'd like for some questions, throw some questions in here because I could talk about human design and astrology all night. Whatever you want to ask, if you want to say, tell me something about it, but give me some details around what it is first. So this is the criteria. Just drop it in. What would you like to know? Whatever. If give me some situational background, and I will do my best. And even if you would like for me to pull up your chart or something like that, we might have time for that. I don't know how late Danny can be up. I do want to thank everybody for listening so far. You know, y'all been and giving us an hour of your time. Danny told me this was going to be 15 minutes. I was like, you don't know me that well because I be running my mouth. Um, yeah, you missed the breakdown of projectors. Oh, thank you so much. So I'm gonna just give you a new definition of projectors. Two new definitions. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell everybody about projectors. Let's go into team building, Danny. That's why I met Danny. I ain't even told y'all the story. Danny did a Zoom last year. I was here in Bali. I don't know where she was at. She did this Zoom. She broke the dial down. I was like, ooh, she's so smart. I wish I knew her. Then this year, she snuck in my class, did not identify herself, sat over there just nice and quiet, listened to the whole class, even got on the team and all, and then was like, hi, I'm Daniela. I was like, who? Danny? She was like, yeah, that's me. I said, you play too much. But anyway, it's been inseparable since then, right? But this team building exercise I'm going to show you real quick. So projectors, you are Santa Claus. If you are a generator, manifester, or reflector, you're looking for Santa Claus. Because what does Santa Claus do? Give gifts. But who does Santa Claus give gifts to? Making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus only is supposed to give presents to nice children because he's helping the parents keep leverage. How many times have you had to tell a child or your parents said, if you're not nice, you're going to not get nothing from Santa Claus? So Santa Claus has to bring presents only to the nice people, not the mean people. That means Santa Claus is discerning. Did you know the letters in Santa and Saturn are the same? Just write both of them out and just right there in your face. So Santa Claus cannot just be throwing out presents. So an unhealthy projector is trying to give everyone wisdom. It's trying to give everyone wisdom, right? Projectors, stop talking so much. That's the first thing a projector has to learn how to do is wait for the invitation. Were you invited? I was just with my homie today. He's a projector. He's a leader, and he's always trying to help somebody. Some people went to jail over here in Bali, and he was trying to go get them out. And I was like, brother, do you know them people? He said, no, but I said, but nothing. I said, were you invited? He was like, no, but projectors have bleeding hearts. You're the bleeding heart, but you're gonna get drained. You're gonna get used. Your naivety is gonna be taken advantage of, and then you're gonna be all upset. Why don't we just skip that? And just wait for the healthy invitation. Were you invited? If a projector is even talking to you and you didn't ask them for it, look at them and say, did I invite you? Don't say shut up. You can later maybe, but originally just say, were you invited? So projectors, your strategy is wait to be invited. Now, somebody just went into panic mode, Danny, because they're like, how am I going to make money? How am I going to do this? I got to attract clients. I got to create a funnel. I have to be who you are, ride in the back seat, and watch money come in the window. Wouldn't you like that job, riding in the back seat and money just coming in the window? And you're not even driving, you're just being yourself? Think about all the responsibilities you put on yourself by putting your hands on the steering wheel. You're driving, you're doing all this other type of stuff. No, just wait for the invitation. Ideally, projectors, well, I told my roommate this one time, I shouldn't have done it. She started quitting jobs. Projectors, you're not supposed to even be working. I know I messed it up for somebody, but projectors, you're not even supposed to be working.
Don't tell
Not even,
Will.
uh, no, I tell Will all the time, but he won't listen. He wants to keep pretending he's a generator. So
Mm.
if you're a projector, here go, because I'm a strategist, so here's what I'm telling you. Find you 1 to 3 good generators. Who are you advertising to? Generators. Projector, if you got a business and you come to me, first thing I'm gonna ask you is who's your avatar? I'm gonna even ask you their birthday. Who are you talking to? Talk to generators. Generators, who are we looking for? Projectors. They got all the answers. You got resources and no template. How you gonna make some money? Projectors, you got a template and no resources. How you gonna make some money? We wrote this down in our notes, didn't we? Teamwork makes the dream work. Projectors are going to lead us into the new era. 2027, the last projector is prophesied. Yep, yep. So you are rare, very rare. Treat yourself like that. Go study Jeff Bezos. He's a projector. Go study Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a projector. Napoleon Hill was a projector. Just go Google famous projectors. If you're a projector, start with that, right? I also got a definition from a projector, from a master here in Indonesia, Human Design Indonesia on Instagram. I have to give him a shout out. Tell him I sent you. I love his channel. He talks to all in Indonesian, to Indonesians about human design, and I still follow his channel. But I met him a couple of weeks ago, and someone asked both of us, what is a projector? And he gave the best I've ever heard. He said, a projector is a policeman on a motorcycle. Now, I'm a black man from the United States. So when I heard this, I was like, I'm going to get shot. I'm going to get abused. I'm going to get Rodney King. Like, I'm going to get treated unfairly. He was like, no, the police officer on the motorcycle is leading the motorcade of important people. Important people follow the motorcycle that's driven by the police officer. And when you follow the police officer in the motorcade, you're a sovereign, you're a diplomat, you're a self-mastered person. You're going to get where you're going much easier because the police officer did what? Took you on the safest route. You've never seen a motorcade where 2 or 3 of the cars were trying to go find shortcuts. 3 cars or with 33 cars, they all followed the police officer. So you projectors, you're very important. Deal with important people. People who don't want to pay you, people who don't feel that you're important or they're important. Stay out the way, avoid them until they grow up. Deal with important people. Get you some important generators and lead the way, but don't do the work. Now, what does the police officer on the motorcycle do once he gets everybody to the place? What's he do? He gets off the bike, smoke a cigarette. He just chilling. He's not in there trying to make no decisions. He told you how to get there. He knew the map. He knew the way. And then when it was time to go, he was on his bike 10 minutes before everybody came out, and he led everybody back to the palace. So just think about motorcades and projectors. I hope that was a good explanation. Quadruple split manifesting generator with one open center, the one in the center. Okay. Manny Jens, as I was talking about earlier, you're a manifesting generator. Do you skip steps on a scale of 1 to 10? Try to get it below 3. Don't skip steps. Learn to the middle is the G center. If it's below the throat and above the sacral, it's the G center. If it's like a square turned on its side, if it was like a square like that and it turned on its side, that's the G center. You must make sure every place is comfortable. You know how you got that one friend that's just like, I don't like this place. I don't like the vibes in here. And you just be like, calm down. It's okay. They might have an open G center. A defined G center can sleep on the floor with no blanket and be like, that was cool. I like a blanket. I like a memory foam mattress, but we can make it anywhere. An undefined G center, the bathroom has to be facing the right way. It has to have the right ventilation. It has to have the right toilet seat. Everything has to be right about it. You know what I mean? If you go to a restaurant, this is the example Baba Nityama gives me. He says, you got an undefined G center. There's a lot of y'all in here. Thank you for this question, Lisa. You're in the restaurant. It's an expensive restaurant. You're dressed up nice, but something about the restaurant feels off. Leave that restaurant. Now you might end up at Red Rooster and you just ended up getting fries and a hot dog. But somebody behind you was saying something about Bitcoin or Ethereum or an opportunity that you would not have heard that conversation if you were at the expensive place that you didn't feel comfortable. When you feel comfortable, you will start to attract things that will elevate you to like the next level. Your intuition, those two intuitive centers to me are the spleen and the G center. It's not going to yell, it's going to whisper, and it's not necessarily going to repeat itself. But if you have an open G center and you're not comfortable and you're trying to force it, you're not good to yourself. You're not going to be able to show up for others, and you on the verge of burnout. Like I've seen people, I just told them, they've been, oh, I'm burned out this, I'm burned out that. Got an open G center. I was like, move. Why don't you move? There was a story of Ra. He had 3 children and a wife, and the youngest son had an open G center. Everybody liked the house, and this 6-year-old son was like, I don't like it. How do you think the realtor felt? He was just about to close his jaws on this sale and get a big commission. And the little boy was like, I don't like it. And his father was like, well, we can't buy this house. Because of this, if the 6-year-old is uncomfortable in the house, it's guaranteed he's gonna make everybody else uncomfortable. So when we start talking about catering to people in relationships, I'm a big relationship coach. Does that person have a G center? Like, is their G center defined or undefined? This one has just got channeled down. What's the fastest way to learn human design? Who wants to guess? What's the fastest way to learn human design?
Study yourself?
No. Study your exes.
Okay.
Study your exes. You used to like them. They accepted you, they rejected you. Y'all broke up, y'all stayed together for 5 years. It was a one-night stand, whatever. Get that birthday. That is the fastest way. Because then you're going to learn about yourself and them, so then you can be yourself. But the conditioning is so hard on us, and like through television and marketing and all this other type of stuff, it's tough to just show up and be yourself without knowing how you've been interacting. You got to see the shadow nature first before you get into the gift of who you really are. But I do like your answer though, Jock, or Jackie, or Jackie. I don't know how to pronounce it. I hope I didn't mess it up. But study your exes. I mean, that thing accelerated me so fast. Now I used to just now this is a long time ago, Anwar, not lately. Gotta talk to Anwar. Here's my Anwar looking at me like, you sure you ain't done this lately? I used to be in the club and I just be like, when's your birthday? And I could just pull up where her Venus was at, and I could just get very manipulative until it backfired. And then when it backfired and the karma came back around, I no longer do that. I may ask your birthday, but I'm not asking to manipulate. I'm asking to respect your Venus. Astrology tip for everybody in relationships. Ask a person where their Mercury is at, or get their birthday and look for their Mercury. Mercury tells you how a person thinks. So then when I got human design, and I was like, I can look at the I Ching, I can look at the gate number of your Mercury and how you think. Woo-wee. Because let's just be honest, we've all ran into a crazy person that we ignored the yellow and the red flags. But if we would have just looked at their Mercury, we'd have been like, man, this person is borderline psychotic. This person is, watch out for Mercury and Neptune. That's a liar. Sorry. They either the greatest storyteller They always talking about fantasies or they lying their ass off and can't help it. My brother, my oldest brother, we say, come on, man, lying is a gift. Why are you abusing it? You know? But anyway, Mercury is how people think. Venus is your relationship language. It is not subjective. A lot of y'all like, my love language is this, my love language is that. If you take that test 3 times in a month, you're gonna get 3 different answers. Take it on the new moon, wait 7 days, take it again, take it on a full moon. I bet you answer differently the same question. But your Venus is going to tell you how you do relationships. Mostly people come to me and they ask about, I just read that comment in the chat. I'm gonna get to it. What was I just saying? Because I went to the husband over there. Oh. I have a lot of women that come to me and they be talking about what the person did in a relationship. Oh, he did this, he did that. He didn't respect me. Yeah. Did you tell him where your Venus was? Women, we know you don't want to be figured out, but at least tell the man where your Venus is at. Say, hey, look, my Venus is in Capricorn. Go Google that and come call me next week. So you'll know what you're getting yourself into, right? My Venus is in Gemini. Ladies, if you're attracted to me, my Venus is in Gemini. I forewarn you to go look that up, okay? Don't come over here if you're jealous. Don't come over here if you're jealous. Don't do that. Just keep it moving. My Venus is in Gemini. I'm lovable. And people, I'm not going to stop people from loving me. That's one reason. Another reason I love human design and astrology is because when you are in your authentic self, you kill a lot of the time wasters that come in your life. I don't believe in romance the way everybody else does. Romance is 20% and relationship science is 80%. Relationship science is gas in the car. Romance is oil in the car. Oil keeps it lubricated, but gas keeps it going. Okay? You need a little romance. Never drop below 5% in romance, but never go above 30%. It's too much sugar. Think about a cake. Icing on the cake is romance. The cake is the science of the relationship. Do you respect me as a four-motor emotional generator? How could you tell me stop being so emotional? Are you crazy? What you want me to change my birthday? Next, you'd be asking me to change my blood type. How can I ask you to be more responsible and do this and do that and man up or make some sacrifices? And you a damn projector with only 2 motors. You need a nap. I'm not being considerate. So it's very important in relationships to honor the person that you are, that's across the table from. So I'm also Danny didn't even know this, I'm an ordained minister and I have married one person, which was my doctor. But the night before we did the wedding, we met in the hotel room and I told him what her spiritual purpose was, which is your North Node. And then I said, do you promise to support her spiritual destiny? And he said yes. Then I told her his spiritual destiny. And then I said, do you promise to support his spiritual destiny? Because it took me 30 minutes to explain each one, which would have made the wedding too damn long. And then she said yes. And then I said, I agree to marry you tomorrow. That's how weddings should be. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you don't know what their spiritual destiny is, how are you going to support them? Especially this whole gender fuckery that's going around in the United States about the man is supposed to do this and the woman is supposed to do this. How are you going to make some demands on me? You can't even support my spiritual destiny. How can I provide for you? I don't even know who you are. I don't even know what direction you're heading. How? I need to know what I'm providing for before I can come out here and say, yeah, I'm gonna provide. So, no, I'm not gonna say that again. My husband, from your husband, how do I know if you're a healthy reflector? A healthy reflector loves surprises. And a healthy projector leans in to guilt. None of the other signs should lean into feeling guilty about doing something. Projectors, generators, manifestors, when you feel guilty, fall back. You probably are. A reflector has no channels, zero channels. They are the most empathic people on the planet. So they're picking up your shit all the time. And what are people who, if you don't know that you're with a reflector, and you don't even know who you are, you're probably being conditioned to manipulate. And you're going to make this reflector feel guilty. You tell your reflector friend, husband, or foe, whenever they feel guilty, that's the way to go. Lean into it. What? I said lean into it. I got 3 reflectors going through this right now, and they coming back having great results, telling me about the lies they were telling themselves. If you're a reflector, you get a consultation from me, I will give you 3 reflectors that you can talk to. I will give you their phone numbers. I will let you talk to them, and y'all can be buddies and friends. I mean, reflectors who are practicing as reflectors. I won't give you numbers to reflectors who are unhealthy. I wouldn't do that to you. I'm getting married next year, and this has been a huge theme in the evolution of our relationship. Okay, I like what you're saying, Michaela, because that's my new policy too, is like we gotta just be dating for 12 months before I call you my girlfriend. And I want to be married. Right now I am single and ready to mingle. But if we can't, I need to see you through 12 moon cycles. I need to see you through the full moon, the planning phase, the planting phase, the gathering phase, the seeing phase, and the using phase 12 times. And I want you to see me, right? Shouldn't be no rush to get into relationships. People who rush into a relationship, they rush to divorce. Now, wasted your time and your money. Yes. Uh, Somebody said the effery is real. A healthy reflector loves surprises. Yes, 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 yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, just in the room, I'm just checking the pulse. Has this been helpful for anybody? Just on a scale of 1 to 10. If it's less than 3 now, I can't come back, Danny. Okay, so if it's less than 3, I'm not coming back. This is what the
Yeah,
audience said.
full tens here, only full tens I can see. And we already have some bookings. Oh, there's a 9. Oh, there's like what is it, a trillion? So I think
Yes.
that was really dope. It's so much to download. I can't even catch up, and I'm listening to you now for like, I don't know, 3 weeks almost every day, live, physically. This is really a great pleasure. But I think for today, maybe we can have. There's one more question. What's the
Yeah.
best way to work with a manifester?
So I'm also a salesman. I'm a master salesman and a master closer, and I'm a healer. So let's all do this. The first thing you're gonna do with dealing with anybody is check their pulse. Check somebody's pulse first. Are they a healthy manifester or are they a unhealthy manifester? Are they a healthy generator, unhealthy generator? What does the pulse say? So if you got a healthy generator, no. Let me start with the unhealthy generator. That's the easiest one because there's more of them. They're outnumbered. Unhealthy generators, you run from them and don't listen because they're about to con you out of something. What is a unhealthy generator? The politicians from America who were approving systemic racism, the politicians in South Africa who was like apartheid is cool, all these politicians who were corrupted, who were bribed, those are healthy manifestors. Don't give them no energy. That's the best way to deal with them. A healthy manifester is going to give you some solutions. Going to give you some pertinent information. The best way to deal with a healthy manifester is to be blunt with them. Be blunt and radically honest, and have a pen. Like I'm talking to the manifester, right? Yes. I this and I that and I this, almost like you doing a confessional to a priest. Before somebody even lets a person be a priest in the Catholic Church, that's a job for a healthy manifester. Now I went there and confessed. Oh, Reverend, I have sinned. What do I do now? The manifester gonna give it to you. And the lady is a manifester. When you be honest with her, she get in the zone. She might even go into light language. If you know somebody who does light language, ask them, are they a manifester? Because that thing is coming down from on high. Also, don't try to give manifestors too many assignments that are laborious. They're not built like that. They're not built to carry lots of loads. In the order of naps, it should be projectors, manifestors, and then it's like a tie between reflectors and generators. Because it's hard to tell a reflector what to do. You know, he should do this, but he's eating off your energy. Whatever centers you have, he's just eating off of that center. He's just eating off of that center. So the reflector may not know that he needs to go lay down. But the projector, go lay your ass down. Manifestor, you said you going to take a nap? I see you when you get back, dog. What's up? I got it from here. I'm going to go do what you told me to do until you get back. And then I'm going to come back and ask you about something else. Yeah, so that's the best, in my opinion, that's the best way of working with a manifestor. I do know a manifestor who was also one of my students and my sister. I put her on the blocks against anybody. Anybody with this human design, moon magic, astrology, throwing them bones. I go to her for wisdom. She came to me to learn moon magic. Now she done just. So if you want a healthy manifestor, you don't want no reading from me, I got somebody in the squad. I got somebody on the squad. You want to start your trust? I got somebody on the team. Whatever you want, I got the network for it, and we ready. We also deal with.
Thank you.
No problem, no problem. We also integration. I'm also a master integration coach, dealing with psychedelics, dealing with integration in life and integration in the next lives. So lots of different venues that we have out here to us to interact. And I blend them all together. So when people say, even though Danny was like, yeah, you need to get a human design reading, I'm just gonna say this. Human design is going to be included in the consultation, but that's why I call it a transformation strategy session, because I'm gonna use whatever's in my box. I don't know what you're gonna come with. You can ask Danny the form that you have to fill out before you even talk to me. I want to know some things. I want to know. I'm nosy. I want some information. You ain't gonna just come in there and just be like, "Hi, tell me what's up." Nah, you
It's
gonna.
at least good to have some questions ready also, I would
How
say.
long did it take you to fill that out, Danny?
Oh, not really so long. It was a lot of details about, things but then I think it was okay, like 10 minutes maybe.
That's right.
But
Some
I'm a
people
generator, so,
some people told me it took 30 minutes to fill out. I don't care.
Yeah.
Fill it out.
But having
We
some
got
questions probably might be a good idea. Are you up for one more question before we close this beautiful session?
motor generator. Yes, ma'am, I am. What could be the dynamic of two projectors in a relationship? How does human design play into compatibility into relationships? Real quick, LOL. I'm gonna answer the second one first. Because I've been doing good tonight. Because I've said some things and I thought some of you would run out the room. And some of my other astrology friends, they call me the divorce astrologer. Because if I see it can't work, I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be a short reading. It's gonna be a short reading. I'm gonna tell you this ain't gonna work. But I can tell you what you can do to get with the one that will work. So let's do the second one. How does human design
We can't hear you.
play into
Something happened to the mic.
mic check, mic check, 1 2
Yeah,
1 2.
good. You're back. You were just lost, at least in my ears, you were lost when you were just getting into it. Oh, everyone else heard you, just me. It's just Indonesia. I'm sorry, guys. Okay.
Well,
Can you just repeat it again? Now I interrupted you so friendly.
no problem, no problem, no problem. So we're gonna use me and Danny. I'm gonna just use this as an example. Okay. So this is Danny's chart. So she has 3 defined centers. She has this red one. She's got this brown one, the spleen, and she's got the brown one as the root. Right? And she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 open centers. She's perfectly qualified to be a medium. So, but her numbers are 3 and 6. Number in the front is how many defined centers you have, and the second number is how many undefined centers you have. So Danny walking around, chilling right now in her room at Park, she's a 3-6 by herself. All right. Now let's go over and let's pull my chart. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defined and 3 undefined. So by myself, I'm a 6-3. But let's see what happens if we do a connection chart. And I do these for all relationships. If I'm doing business with somebody, if I'm doing if it might be getting intimate or whatever, I want to see what the chart. This is called a synastry chart. So now, and if I click on properties, it's going to say, oh, wait, connection theme right here, 6 and 3. So we are a 6-3. Together we have 6 defined centers and 3 undefined centers. So if we get into a disagreement, we have at least 3 areas. Think of these as open windows in the house. We have 3 windows that we can let off steam. Okay? Now I'm going to show you I'm going to show you what 9 and 0 looks like. I'll just pick somebody, just random, see what we got. This person is 8 and 2. We only have 2 windows that we can let steam off and maybe view things from a different situation. The more defined centers you have, that connection is going to be tighter. Now, some of you just went romantic. Don't do that. Oh, I want all the centers to be. Don't say that, because the universe mess around and give you that, what you're looking for. Don't do that. So I already know that me and Rob Bay. Oh, this is my nephew. Oh my God. Me and my nephew, 9 and 0. 9 and 0. So so when you're in a 9 and 0 relationship, you are the party. Just you 2 people. You don't need anybody else. I don't need any me and Vincent, and I'm always talking about Vincent. I'm at the dial telling people that if you want to work with me in a business relationship, You got to be responsible for Vincent. Why? Because
Yeah.
me and Vincent are inseparable. We're in a 9-0 relationship. And he's my nephew and I love him, but he also be getting on my nerves sometimes. And I'd be like, boy, go over there and sit down. You're too close. Now, because in a 9-0 relationship, when it's good, it's amazing. I mean, it's skyrocketing like a space shuttle. But when it go the other way, woo-wee, it goes down just as fast and just as bad. So I'm gonna give you this little rhyme. Give everybody this little rhyme. 9-0, no place to go. 8-1, let's have some fun. 7-2, there's work to do. 6-3, best to be free. 5-4, this isn't a relationship anymore.
Ooh.
So if you have a 5-4 where you and another person only have 5 centers and you got 4 open centers, y'all just might as well call yourselves associates. Just it ain't really enough substance there. 6-3s, best to be free, does not mean we can't be together. It just means it's better when we do have times apart. When we miss each other, it's good when we come back together. I like 6-3s, 7-2s, and 8-1s, but I've been in more 9-0s than I can count. And the intimacy, because the kids is watching, is amazing in a 9-0 relationship. But don't get hooked. I mean, well, you can get hooked if you want to, but a relationship has to be built on more than just the intimacy pieces, right? So it's also should have something to do with uh, other factors. Are you going to support me in my spiritual? Are we going to grow together? Like, are we going to listen to one another? We got all these things going on, right? 9-0, nowhere to go. Look, nowhere to run. I didn't say nowhere to run. I said nowhere to go because you can run, but unless y'all separate vicinities, and it's going to be some stuff going on. So it can be smothering. Ask me how I know. Right. Like my nephew, like growing up, when he used to come, he would definitely like to sleep he'd be on to sleep in the bed with me or sleep in the bed with his sister, like with my sister. I'd be like, boy, you got a whole room. You got a whole situation. Can I sleep in here with you? I just asked, I'm like, you want to sleep in here? Yes. Come on, boy. Tall ass. He taller than me now. I don't think he wants to sleep with me now. He's 16, but growing up, I could still pick at him. But yes. So that is, and then the second part of the story, which is the shortest of this question. What could be the dynamic of 2 projectors in a relationship? I don't know how you're going to take this, but you might want to think about going poly and bringing in a generator. Because I don't know how y'all going to get anything done. You got 2 projectors there who are taking naps all the time. Now, if you all are going to create a advisory business and y'all are like advising people together and building templates together, that's okay. But I have definitely seen some frustration with projector relationships. And then we're going to have to look at where your Venuses are in your astrological chart. This is why I say I'll never do a human design reading by itself. And I'll never do an astrological report and just not do human design or not bring in gene keys, especially in relationships, because what do we all want in relationships? We all want to be respected. We all want to be respected. The 8-1 is let's have some fun, and 7-2 is there's work to do. I like working together. 7-2, that's a good working relationship for me. We got good communication. 6-3, we got good communications. Unless we trauma bonded. That was me and Ebony. I can say her name because I know she's not watching this. She ghosted me. It's okay, don't worry about it. How
Oh,
y'all?
that's amazing. I think there's still people coming in. You see, it just here, but we gonna close this now, I guess.
Can I get one word in the chat of like what kind of experience this was for everybody? 1 to 2 words. It's like boring, okay, average. Put something in there for me so I can get a
Oh,
little.
coming in, coming in, coming in.
I like locked in. That's my brother right there too. Yes, she said she missed me here and talk about it all. That means because I used to be on Facebook. I have so many videos. Trust me. Let's say, okay, this is important. You got hardships, can't afford a reading. I'll send you my free playlist. It's got about 70 videos. You'll be there for months. I have enough free information for you to make a couple $1,000s. I have enough free videos all over the place. You to just you'll figure something out, right?
You wanna you
And
wanna you wanna put an email address, or how do we go around with this? I put an email address, or should you do you want to put an email address?
I will put an email address in. And right now, you all are lucky because Danny is making sure I'm generous and
But only this month. We said one lunar cycle, you're generous, and then you're gonna go back to making money, real money, right?
I mean I'm always
Generous.
gonna be generous, but I'm offering some love this month. So
Yeah.
if you go, you know what? I could just show you on the screen real quick of the easiest way to do it. So if you go over to the Cosmic Jedi and you just hit this button in the bottom of the screen that's about to pop up, you just hit this button and you just say, send me the free astrology and human design playlist. I'll
Thank
send
you,
it to
Gabby.
you. So just put your number in, put your email in, send me the message right here. I get back to you within 24 hours. If you are interested in the I Ching, we just had an amazing class this weekend. Congratulations to everybody that came through. Taught everybody how to do spiritual MRIs. You can just come over and get that too. I'm not trying to upsell nobody. I'm gonna just go back over here to talking, but that's over there too. I love the I Ching. If you are a human design practitioner and you do not study I Ching, you are in an ass kicking contest with one leg. So like grow another leg, like learn I Ching if you really want to get into human design. I would learn I Ching in human design before I learned astrology because I Ching is easier to learn than astrology. Astrology is a little drawn out or need a little more experience. Everybody that was in my class, in the I Ching class this weekend, their homework after day one was go do 4 I Ching readings. I gave them the formula very quickly. Human design, you can learn very quickly. It is left brain. So human design is logical. Gene Keys is right brain, very contemplative. Left brain, human design, you can learn it in 6 weeks. Gene Keys is going to take you some years. Astrology, it depends on how you want to put your study in. And you can follow me on Instagram too. Yes, the Cosmic Jedi. Thank you, thank you, and I'll follow you back. Where can you access this recording? Danny is going to take care of that. She's going to have it, and I'm going to help her because I'm helping Danny with her new podcast. Yay! So I'm going to help her get much more efficient. I don't know what she was doing before. I didn't know, but I'm going to take my little 15 years of experience and try to I'm gonna make sure she is better than my podcast. That's what I want. If she asks me what my ideal outcome is that her podcast start off better than mine started off. and she
Oh,
will not
you didn't say me. They say that to me. You didn't share
say
that
what?
with me. I want to. That's. I'm so tired now. I'm sorry, guys. I said that's not what you shared with me, but I'm happy to hear that.
Yes,
We're gonna help each other. It's the
yes.
best. Thank
Oh
you
yeah,
so
yeah.
much.
But also too, if all of my folks who came over, you just met Danny, please follow her on Instagram too. Go over there and follow Danny Q and LAULIMA Healing. Danny, can you take 30 seconds or a minute to tell my friends who came over today
Yes,
what
yes.
is LAULIMA?
Yes, LAULIMA is a platform for healers, practitioners, coaches, body workers who are intending to work online and want to bring their offerings online. So there's a marketplace. We're gonna help you with marketing and doing little videos and stuff like that. And we're also having an academy where you will learn how to grow your business. So whether it's on your personal individual growth, like having an amazing session with Oyi on human design and other stuff, or whether it's on really like basic business stuff, how to create an Instagram account and how to create a newsletter and all of these things. So it's really building the community for the practitioners, but then also how to grow your business and how to market you online and globally. That's LAULIMA. And we're just starting. So there's a few practitioners that are online already. We're growing. Michaela here is there. And Judith, I think she just left. And Denise, so a few of the community are here. And if you're interested, you can just reach out and I'm happy to answer all the questions.
Some of you I have been talking about to Danny. Any of you who are Condor coaches, you're already a part of LAULIMA.
That's what I heard as well.
Tell you. She can tell you. I said I got 35 condors waiting for you to explain this to me so I can explain it to them. So there will be a call with us talking. We're gonna integrate. Me and Danny gonna get ourselves together. So around June 1st, after my birthday, we're gonna come and just corral y'all on over and show y'all some
And I
of the
guess
stuff.
when the tank is full again.
The
Yours.
tank, the
Mine is
tank is
then kind of half through already, but we're gonna figure it out.
yes.
Oh, thanks everyone for coming today. Yeah, so we have these sessions regularly with different experts coming in. And if you have something to share, reach out to me. If you want to see someone here, also share with me. All fine. If you want to see Oyi again, share with me. I bet yes, everyone wants that.
Heated audience. I just want to. I'm gonna just put them. I'm gonna just put this. I'm gonna just put them on. I'm gonna just put the spot. I'm gonna just put them on the spot. So that Latanya Taylor, she's a bad son. That Latifah Foster, Gabrielle, Joshie, hey, and a couple of these other cats already left and snuck out of here. But it's some
Yeah.
real heat in here. Kalani, woo wee, Anuket. So it's some talent out here. Jada, it's a lot of talent. And Anwar, it's a lot of talent on the table right now.
Amazing.
I ain't gonna tell all their business, but it's a lot of, and they do terrible introducing themselves. Probably like, I can't wait to meet Michaela. I can't wait to meet all your friends. You know, I want to meet them and see what they got going on. I want to know
Yeah,
who you are. I'm nosy.
we're gonna set up another session after your birthday. We're gonna set up another session to have a nice and easy meet and greet with everyone. I love that. We usually do this session actually like that. We usually do these LAULIMA practitioner sessions, which we call them usually, having everyone introducing what you're working on or what you're passionate about and how we can support you all. And sometimes we talk about use cases like someone brings a case and doesn't know how to deal with it and stuff. So there's lots of these things going on in the collective. So looking forward to more. Okay, everyone. So you can say a few more praises to Oyi in the chat if you want before we're
And
closing this.
all
Yay.
all I want to do is just end it the way I always end it when somebody comes to my podcast. I found you in peace, and I'm gonna leave you in prayer. If everybody can just sit up with their spine straight again, take a nice big inhale through the nose, slow exhale out the mouth. Anabakor, Gijala Kiminka, Tatia Tezara, Kabel Renard, Amcha Sagvanu, Tahara Nunara, Na Gibor, Doshe Yakadeka, Kava Vashami, Arkantar, Rakame, Tazika Taker, to me down. Sin Kadosh, Baru Tufka, Nahel Ladateka, Keep Yael, Chapanes, or Craig, Katushka Taker, Shabbatanu Kabel, Ushma, Tazaka Tanu, Gadea Talamo, Shem, Kabo Makuto, Alam Vae, Alam Vae, Alam Vae. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams, each and every one of you. Peace.
Thanks, Oyi. We're all one, we're all love. So always remember everyone here in this space, but also out there, they're just all doing their best. So have an amazing day, everyone, and see you again soon. Don't forget to reach out to us if you want to get some of the beautiful shares and gifts. Good night. Good night. See you soon. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.